Hey, everybody, there's a headline. Here's the New York Times. How Republicans are trying to use the Green Party to their advantage. This is the New York Times. Do you need to see why the mainstream news media is garbage? This is the New York Times. This is straight up propaganda. If the Green Party was as powerful as the corporate media makes them out to be, we'd have ranked choice voting around the country by now. But they're not. The Democrats are so weak. They're afraid of a guy polling at a 0%. The GOP has sought to help Green Party candidates in previous election cycles to siphon voters from Democrats. This year is no different, but it hasn't always worked. If Democrats fought Republicans as hard as Democrats fight the Greens, there'd be no chance, even a remote chance, of replacing Ruth Bader Ginsburg before the election. But the Democrats do not fight the Republicans the way they fight the Greens. The Green Party is getting assistance from Republicans, claim the Democrats, who featured 100 Republicans at their national convention a month ago. The Democrats are more against the left than anything else. They're not against Republicans. They're against the left. Did they have any Green Party people at their convention to try to get some of the Green Party people to vote for them? Did they have any socialists at their convention to get some of the socialist event? No. Who did they have? They had Republicans. This New York Times hit piece is full of unattributed, unsubstantiated allegations of Republicans backing the Green Party. Total slander, like the Home Depot billionaire Bernie Marcus coordinating in efforts to support the Green Party, are invoked without giving a single example. That's from Michael O'Neill from the Green Party. Without giving a single example. Why? Why does he not have to give a single example? Because at the New York Times, if you just repeat something enough, it's automatically true. Like Russiagate, WMDs, Gaddafi, Syria, gas attack, all that stuff. Pennsylvania Supreme Court election rulings are big wins for Biden, and they're a huge lose for democracy. So they're getting rid of choices on the ballot because the Democrats are afraid they're going to lose votes. So it's just like this is the kind of shit that they would claim Putin does, but this is what the Democrats do. I'm not sure how disenfranchising people is supposed to motivate them to vote for your party. So do you think by kicking the Greens off the ballot, all those people who were going to vote for the Greens are going to now show up and vote for the Democrats who just kicked them off the ballot? Do you really think that's how it's... Their voter outreach is just called bullying them into submission. Many Greens would have voted for down-ballot Democrats, and the Democrats just told them to stay home. This is the Democrats doing this. Imagine if this was... But this sounds like Russia. Why is Russia doing this? Correct me if I'm wrong, by getting Greens knocked off the ballots in several states, it likely means those voters will just stay home. And I assume this will only hurt Democrats down ballot. Not sure I understand all this celebrating. Mm-hmm. I'm with you. MSNBC celebrating this. MSNBC, people with MSNBC contracts are happy that the Democrats are fascists and they're limiting your choice. That's the kind of stuff authoritarians do. But there's a lot of people who claim they're left and they're actually authoritarians, which is why they seek out contracts with MSNBC, which is a huge corporation, invented a news network to fuck the left, to squelch them. That's what MSNBC is. But you see Democrats celebrating this. This is exactly right. You see YouTube hosts celebrating this. You see it. YouTube hosts celebrating less democracy. How much money do you got to get paid to celebrate less democracy if you're as a YouTube host? I'm going to guess a steak dinner is all it costs. All it takes to buy those motherfuckers. A vote for us is a vote for democracy, the Democratic Party shouts as they sue Pennsylvania and Texas to kick the Green Party off the ballot. A vote for us is a vote for democracy, the Democratic Party shouts as they sue Pennsylvania and Texas to kick the Green Party off the ballot. In a real democracy, people shouldn't have any choice but to vote for the shitty candidate the Dems choose for you. That's a real democracy. The solution to this is for the Democrats to offer something to Green voters. I don't think delegitimizing participation in democracy is a road that will have favorable outcomes. If the Democrats understood irony, I think the first thing they would do is change their name. Right? The solution for this is the Democrats to offer them something to the Green voters. That's what I keep saying. The solution to Biden and Trump being neck and neck and all these Hollywood blue check cunts fucking worried about Joe Biden might lose because I'm this powerful. Why doesn't Joe Biden offer something to the 100 million people who don't vote? It's because people have been beaten down. People are lemmings. They're willing submissives, which is fun sexually, but it's not fun politically. You have to compartmentalize that off. It's crazy. Nobody will tell Joe Biden to go get a vote. They'll go, "Why aren't you voting for Joe Biden?" Instead of, "Why won't Joe Biden go get your vote?" It's the exact opposite of how politics works, but this is the effect of Bill Clinton's Telecommunications Act of 1996, which took us from 50 giant media companies down to 6. And so now everybody has the same ideas in their head walking around the country. That's it. Nobody understands how politics works anymore. Joe Biden is supposed to go get votes to win an election. Hillary Clinton was supposed to go campaign in Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan to get votes. She was in Arizona and Texas. You know what I like is when I find out, when I do, when there's a person who I find is being duplicitous, being a gaslighter, and being damaging to the left, and they pretend to be the left, and then I do a video about them, and it gets a lot of views, right? But then when I find out, this will happen more often than you think. When I do a video about somebody, taking them down, exposing them, telling the truth about them, what will often happen, the first time this happened, I did this with my brother on the radio in Chicago. I told a joke about my brother, who was a bit of a dick to me. So I wrote a joke about him that was accurate. And I did it on the radio in Chicago on his favorite radio station. And I got a MySpace. That's how long ago it was. I got a MySpace from a guy who was in the car with him when it was on when he heard it. And he said, "My brother's face turned purple." He said, "I've never seen someone's face turn purple before." So that happens once. So that just happened. So we did it. We exposed someone recently, fake lefty, and one of his best friends texted me yesterday saying, "Boy, he's going nuts. Whatever you did, you got under his skin because he is livid." And so that's nice. I figured he was. Hey, everybody, this is the part where I tell you where all our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then this is why I tell you to join our premium program and get extra content, but nobody's got a fucking job. So just enjoy the video.